David always believed he and Clara had the perfect marriage. 10 years, 2 beautiful kids, a cozy house in the suburbs. It was the life they had always dreamed of. He worked as an architect, often from home, which allowed him to be there for the kids, while Clara was a rising star at a major marketing firm. Her job was demanding, with long hours and frequent business trips, but David was her biggest supporter. He admired her ambition, her drive. He'd often tell his friends, "She's building an empire, and I'm just happy to hold down the fort." He trusted her completely. Why wouldn't he? They were David and Clara, the couple everyone looked up to. That evening started like any other. The kids were tucked into bed, and David was cleaning up the kitchen. Clara had texted earlier, "Going to be a late one. Babe, big project, deadline. Don't wait up for me. Love you." David smiled at the text. He pictured her in the conference room, fueled by coffee, leading her team to victory. He sent back, "You got this. Love you more. The fort is secure." He settled onto the couch, planning to watch a movie, but the house felt a little too quiet, a little too empty without her. He missed the sound of her keys in the door, the way she'd drop her bag and sigh, "I'm home." He decided to do something nice for her. He remembered she'd been complaining about her laptop being slow. He figured he could run some updates and clean up the old files while he waited. He went into their home office, a shared space cluttered with his blueprints and her notebooks. He powered on her laptop, which she usually left at home, preferring her sleek, work-issued one. As it booted up, he felt a small pang of guilt, like he was snooping, but he pushed it away. He was just helping, after all. He opened the file manager, intending to clear the downloads folder, when a chat application he didn't recognize popped up. It was already logged in. A new message notification appeared at the corner of the screen from someone named Alex. The message was simple, but it made the air in the room go cold. "Can't stop thinking about last night. You're incredible." David's heart hammered against his ribs. Last night. Clara was supposed to be at a team dinner. He told himself it had to be a misunderstanding. Maybe Alex was a colleague, praising her presentation, but his gut screamed otherwise. With a trembling hand, he clicked on the chat window. The history loaded, and his world shattered. It wasn't just one message, it was months of them. Messages filled with inside jokes, secret plans, and words of affection that were meant only for him. He scrolled up, his vision blurring. He saw them planning lunches that were anything but. He saw Alex asking about her late nights at the office. He saw picture selfies of them together, smiling at a bar he'd never heard of, a park they'd never been to. The dates and times lined up perfectly with her business trips and project deadlines. Every excuse, every "I'm so sorry, I have to work late," was a lie. The woman he loved, the mother of his children, the person he trusted more than anyone, was living a double life. The pain was sharp, physical, like a knife twisting in his chest. He felt foolish, naive. All the little signs he'd ignored suddenly clicked into place. The guarded phone, the vague answers about her day, the growing distance he'd attributed to work stress. He sat there for what felt like hours, the glow of the screen illuminating his face, now pale and drawn. He was no longer David, the proud husband. He was a stranger in his own home, a spectator to the wreckage of his own life. The sound of a car pulling into the driveway made him jump. It was her. Clara was home. He quickly closed the laptop, his mind racing. What should he do? Confront her? Pretend he knew nothing? He felt a surge of anger, hot and raw, followed by a wave of profound sadness. The life he knew was over. He walked out of the office and stood at the top of the stairs, waiting. He heard her keys, the sigh, and her cheerful, "I'm home." The sound, once a comfort, now felt like a betrayal. When she saw him standing there, her smile faltered. "David, you're still up. Is everything okay? You look pale." He didn't answer right away. He just stared at her, trying to find the woman he married in the face of this stranger. He saw the flicker of confusion, then a hint of fear in her eyes. "David, you're scaring me. What is it?" He took a slow breath, the words catching in his throat. "We need to talk, Clara," he said, his voice barely a whisper, but it echoed in the silent house like a gunshot. "Tell me about Alex." The color drained from her face. In that single moment of frozen silence, everything changed. The foundation of their perfect life crumbled to dust, and David knew, with chilling certainty, that nothing would ever be the same again. The confrontation was uglier than he could have imagined. At first, she denied it, her voice laced with manufactured outrage. "Alex? Who's Alex? A guy from work. Is that what this is about? You're jealous. But David stood his ground, his calm demeanor unnerving her. He didn't yell. He just laid out the facts, piece by piece, until the weight of her lies became too heavy to bear. Finally, she broke. The tears came, along with the confessions. It had been going on for 6 months. Alex was a senior partner from another branch. It started as a flirtation, an escape from the pressures of work and home, she claimed. She never meant for it to go this far. She never meant to hurt him, but the words were hollow. Every "I'm sorry" felt like another lie. How could she not mean to hurt him? She had systematically dismantled their life together, one secret meeting, one deceitful text at a time. The days that followed were a blur of pain and confusion. They lived like ghosts in their own home, the silence thick with unspoken accusations and regrets. David tried to be strong for the kids, plastering on a smile and making them breakfast, but they sensed the tension. Their innocent questions, "Why is Mommy crying? Are you mad at Daddy?" were like tiny daggers to his heart. He realized he had a choice to make, not just for himself, but for them. Staying together felt impossible. The trust was gone, irrevocably broken. Every time he looked at her, he saw the betrayal. Every late-night text she received would send his mind spiraling. He couldn't live like that. After weeks of agonizing conversations and sleepless nights, he made the hardest decision of his life. He told Clara he wanted a divorce. It wasn't about revenge. It was about survival. He needed to find a way to heal, to rebuild a life for himself and his children, free from the shadow of deceit. The road ahead would be long and difficult. He knew that. But as he looked at his kids, he found a new kind of strength. He was no longer just holding down the fort. He was rebuilding it from the ground up, on a new foundation of honesty and self-respect. One message had ended his marriage, but it had also, in a strange way, set him free to find a new, more authentic beginning. Thank you so much for watching. This story is a powerful reminder that sometimes the hardest truths lead to the most necessary changes. If you've been through something similar, know that you are not alone and that there is a path forward to healing and happiness. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe for more stories. We'll see you in the next video.